Okay, so I just wanted to record this real quick as this is all coming together. So Nate and I were just discussing relationships and the dance and dynamics within relationships, and anyway, I progressed to this. I'll just start where I'm at, because the progression was beautiful. It all comes in the moment. So much comes in the moment. You begin to talk or discuss, especially when your heart's engaged, or your heart, and by heart, I also mean cognitive, by the way. It's not just poetic. It's literally neurological. The heart is a significant portion of our actual cognitive mind. It's not all in our head. It's split at least 3 ways, 3 core centers between our brain, our gut, and our heart. And our heart's the center of that infinity spiral, and the vortex, and the center of, really of it all in a lot of ways. So when you can just engage with all levels of your being, your senses and intuition, feel into where your own resistances are in any given conversation, and why are you resisting. And it's great when you can talk with someone who will let you express it. Like, I'm really resistant to what you're saying, but I'm trying to figure out why, and anyway, so these kind of things just unfold. Beautiful. So in a relationship, they're talking about a relationship being a dance, and it being like spheres rolling around in a hand. And this is labradite, and this is citrine, right? And it kind of looks like the sun and the earth. And I saw the sphere, and I'm like, Nate, I know where the other one is. And he had to dig through. There he is. And then he had to dig through to find it. So it took all the time to find it. And then when he found it, once it actually got in my hand, it looked like the sun and the earth. The masculine and feminine, the dynamics of relationship. So actually rolling around the spheres is like a dance. So in a relationship, it's always an open-handed thing. You want to love while you're in it, be whole, be present, but there's always an open hand that the other person's free to go at any point, and vice versa. And one of the most beautiful marriage stories I know is that's how they decided to get married. That every so often, I don't know, it was a year, every 3 years or something, they would have a really real talk, and they know it's coming up every year. It's not like it's out of the blue and some serious talk. It was this dynamic they built into their relationship. So they could do this, but every year they could assess if they want to go another direction, or part ways, or a lot of different dynamics, but there's freedom. But then they chose to dance. They've been married 30, 40 years long. I mean, they never split. That was when they were pretty young, 20s, I think, back in college. And so when we get to places where there's resistance, whether in ourselves, there's just major things that really upset us or bother us to really painful points, in places that we get stuck in, and things need to be addressed. There's no more motion. There needs to be dialogue. There needs to be something to help create movement, to validate what's going on here, and to find ways to this other person in the meantime to find a dance. If they're stuck, and they seem to be stuck, to help find ways around or something to bring movement back to the relationship. Now that can be humility, coming in openness, and if there's something legitimately that's got you stuck because you did some things or whatever that you need to own up to, and that takes time. Even that dance, sometimes it's pulling away, being able to assess. Now when you pull away, and see, this is what's beautiful too, because over time these clashes. Now if this person, male, female, doesn't matter, is forceful and abusive here, then you can get movement, but you've created chips and fractures and things in the surface of the one you're supposed to be dancing with and loving and wanting to continue to dance with. And you can't keep dancing if you force. And it goes the other way around too. You could be, I guess it's more that little nitpicking shit, even in your own judgments or whatever, and you eventually get them to move, but it's not. Now you're dancing a dance of this wounded couple without addressing the wounds in that scenario. Okay, so when they come to sticking points or whatever, good or bad, to pull away. Hold it, you can't pull out now. Wait a second. To pull away. It's time that they can actually polish the stones and get time to refine and reflect and figure out why the cracks are there in the first place. Let's say this is a side of the person, the dark side of the moon, or the earth, or whatever, that's never been seen. You can do dances in relationships where only certain sides of the sphere are ever seen. And so let's say there's a crack back here that's stopping this person from getting stuck. It legitimately has nothing to do with this person. So they are trying to dance still. They're trying to bring the relationship around. They're thinking, or trying to look around and see if there's something else going on. And that can be intuition. to, and tuning in and loving and praying for someone to be able to see what's really going on behind the scenes, underneath the surface, but without violating or forcing. You're not getting out there to see what's there to force them out. But maybe you can see what's there, and then you can come back, and now you can dance with them in a different way and help love them through that. To let go of your own bitterness, anger, resentment, or offense at what they're saying or how they're behaving. And you find a dance, and sometimes you just stay with them and be present, maybe for long periods of time, years. Sometimes every situation's different, it's infinitely subjective. And then one way or another you find movement again, or you can move on, and it's okay. Now you can polish and refine inner work. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, a little short clip. Thank you for listening or watching. Until next time.